Anyway, we got no other sports news because nothing else is happening.
So
It's the end of the year.
Finished the year on...
Honestly, guys, it's just our opinion.
Yes.
So the question this week is great. It's based on a conversation we had last few days ago.
After we came off on Monday. Yeah.
So it's who are the Donald Trumps of our favourite sports?
Okay.
So we picked a few sports here. We've got cricket, which we're both into, rugby league, which we're both into, MMA, which is my sport, and tennis, which is Dan's, and then anyone else we can think of.
Yeah, I've got another one, but...
Yeah, I've got another one too.
Yeah, okay.
So let's kick off with cricket. Do you want to go first?
Yes, I'm happy to go first, Sean.
Go for it.
My nomination for the Donald Trump of cricket. Mitchell Johnson.
Brilliant. Not mine.
Trump had a lot of the world holding their breath, on edge and anxious when he was elected president in 2016 after beating Hillary Clinton in the election. In the same way that Johnson had the English batsmen holding their breath, on edge and anxious when he terrorised them in the 2013-14 Ashes series, taking 37 wickets and bowling so quickly that you could see fear in the eyes of the English. As we have come to learn in recent times, Johnson isn't afraid to speak his mind in the media, much like the 45th President of the United States.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's not the one that I picked. I actually picked Johnny Bairstow.
Yes, Johnny Bairstow.
Because Donald Trump isn't famous for being a president, and he's not famous for being the head of The Apprentice. He's famous for having tantrums and blaming everything on something else. Which Johnny Bairstow, who was not a household name in world cricket, really, before the Ashes, is now famous for blaming everything on a stumping in one game in the Ashes.
It's a good one. I think we've both done well there, John.
On to rugby league, which is an obvious one, but I'll let you go first again.
Okay. So rival Republican candidate Ron DeSantis, or as Trump calls him, Ron DeSanctimonious, attacked the former president over his, quote, daily drama. Latrell Mitchell is the same, John.
Of course.
In 2023, there was daily drama around Latrell. Wasn't chasing for players on the field, was having disagreements with Captain Cam Murray in team video sessions, caused Sam Burgess to walk out on the club as well because he felt Latrell was receiving preferential treatment. And he also pulled out of the Kangaroos squad with injury, John, only to then mysteriously play in the Koori knockout despite being injured.
Of course it's Latrell.
Yes.
There was no one else. That one was too obvious. But I just wanted to chuck in an honourable mention who goes to Ryan Madison,
yes,
who is very similar to Donald Trump in that he's the most selfish representative of a rugby league player. Donald Trump is the most selfish representative of an American president ever. Ryan Madison famously walked out on the Tigers because he preferred to not be there. And then took a suspension instead of a fine at the beginning of this year, which is something that sounds like something Donald Trump would do.
Yes, it does.
So on to MMA.
Yeah, I'll leave this one in your corner.
There's only one. There's one and only,
yes,
and there's only one it could be. It's Colby Covington.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah,
I
of course. I thought you were going to say Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but it's Colby Covington because he is Donald Trump. The guy has now built his whole personality around being Donald Trump's best friend, favorite MMA fighter. He constantly talks nonsense and promotes the conspiracy theories that Donald Trump does, using Donald Trump lines constantly, even so much as to, in his post-fight press conference at his recent loss, turned it into a rant about how the election was stolen.
And that was even after Trump had walked out of his fight, John.
Yes. So I was going to go Conor McGregor because he's Conor McGregor, but I thought, well, Colby Covington actually is Donald Trump. It would be if he could be. Colby Covington is the first MMA fighter to ever appear in the White House when Donald Trump was the president. And so, tennis.
Tennis, yes, John. So, I think...
it's so obvious.
It's a pretty obvious one, John. Nick Kyrgios. It's Nick Kyrgios. And even that tweet I was reading out before from Nick Kyrgios, John, where he said, sad at the end of his career. That's just Donald Trump reincarnated.
Pure Donald Trump.
So when Nick Kyrgios plays tennis, whether you love him or hate him, you can't look away. When Donald Trump speaks, whether you love him or hate him, you can't look away. They both love a feud which plays out on social media a lot of the time, John. Not exactly telling you anything you don't know there. Kyrgios has found himself embroiled in feuds with everyone from Boris Becker to Bernard Tomic to Leighton Hewitt to Piers Morgan to rapper Drake. While Trump has feuded with everyone from Meryl Streep to Arnold Schwarzenegger to Robert De Niro to Brad Pitt to Sacha Baron Cohen to Taylor Swift to Pope Francis to Kim Jong-un, John.
God.
There you go.
Yeah, there's never going to be anyone else. I just wish Nick Kyrgios would do all of his tweets in capital letters like Donald Trump does.
He's getting there though with the sad at the end. He's getting there.
So who is your additional?
Okay, an additional, John. Given Trump's love for golf, I thought we needed to get a golfer into this discussion. John Daly.
Oh.
And it's because of his diet. So over the course of 18 holes of golf, Daly would have 21 cigarettes, 12 Diet Cokes, 6 packs of peanut M&Ms, and no water, John. A typical Donald Trump dinner. A full McDonald's dinner of 2 Big Macs, 2 Filet fish burgers, and a small chocolate shake, a total of 2,430 calories.
Oh my God.
Trump reportedly loves Diet Coke, like Daly, and drinks 12 cans a day, the same number that Daly drinks in a round of golf. Trump also had the White House kitchen stocked with Lay's potato chips and Doritos.
But Nick Daly's funny. Donald Trump isn't. Well, he's kind of like, ha funny. You laugh at his jokes because he might blow you up with a nuclear bomb. So I have American women's soccer player Megan Rapinoe.
Oh, yes.
So if you don't know Megan Rapinoe, you can go and look her up. She's attention-seeking. She's selfish. She's completely ignorant. She treats everyone like garbage. Everyone. There are so many photos of her, videos of her signing, like people asking for signatures and her like paying no attention and not signing properly. She doesn't care about anything or anyone except herself.
Oh, that doesn't sound like Donald Trump at all, John.
So much so, when she arrives places, she carries a speaker with entrance music for herself.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No way.
She has a Bluetooth speaker where she
God.
just... In her last game of soccer ever, which everyone celebrated finally, she went down injured in the first 6 minutes. And in the press conference afterwards, she said, there mustn't be a God because I was injured 6 minutes into my final game.
Oh, wow.
If you want to see someone who thinks the universe revolves around them, look at Donald Trump and Megan Rapinoe.
But you know how you said everyone celebrated her final game? Was that because she was
She's
finally
done.
retiring
Yeah,
and
they
no one
celebrated
would
to get rid of her?
people wouldn't have to put up with her anymore?
She's one of the people that said... One of the things she said is from next year, they should allow transgender athletes in professional soccer. And Riley Gaines has famously responded to her and said, yeah, that's because you won't be playing. That's why you don't care.
Like, that is selfish, isn't it?
She's like definitely the worst person to me. Honestly, guys, it's just my opinion, but the worst person in all sports, and perfectly suited.
Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go, John.
So that's our honestly, guys, just our opinion. Bit of a fun one to end the year.
Yes.